Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna and I'm going to talk about some of my 2019 goals in relation to this channel and reading in general. So if you can believe it, we are already at the end of the year. There is like 2 more weeks left of 2018, which is a little bit insane. I'm not quite ready for the new year. I am excited about it, but it's definitely something that kind of came upon suddenly. I just wasn't really prepared for it at all. Still am not. But I do want to talk about some channel goals, some reading goals, and just overall some updates and things like that. So yeah, let's just have a chatty video, and hopefully you guys like these ones. These are a little bit more casual. I don't know, I love watching goals and statistics and all these other things, so like now that these end of year and new year goals are coming out, I'm like addicted to them, so hopefully you are too. If you are new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little red button. You can do so down below the video, and without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. Alright, so I have all of my goals written out in my bullet journal. At the end, I'm finishing up this journal in December of 2018, and so I had a few more pages left. So like I have a whole area for like planning my next year's journal, and then I went ahead and added my goals page to that as well. I'll put it in my new one as well, just kind of as a way to remind me of some of my stuff that I want to focus on, just because this is going to go up on my shelf and I probably won't look at it that much. So let's just talk about some stuff. So I'm gonna break it down between channel goals and general reading goals. So we'll start with the channel goals, since that's what I have written down here first. So my first goal for next year is to do monthly live shows, and that's gonna be, it's a little bit up in the air about what the topics are going to be. I have no idea how we're going to be doing that. We have talked about doing live shows for my book club that we do on Facebook. We've talked about doing some live shows with Kylie and I. Don't know if we're gonna actually do that, but I definitely want to do some sort of live show once a month where we talk about something. I don't know. The second goal for my channel is to just put out 10 to 12 videos a month. So that's averaging at about 2 to 3 a week, which I think is doable, especially because of the next goal that I want to do, and that's weekly vlogs. And so if I'm doing a vlog and I'm putting that out every, say, Monday, then that's only really 2 more videos to really I have to like focus on. And some weeks are gonna have more than others, because like, you know, at the beginning of the month I usually have my TBR and my wrap up and my, you know, all that other stuff that kind of goes along with end of month, beginning of month stuff. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But my goal has always been to do at least that many. So I think as long as I plan ahead and I'm kind of focusing on these things, then it shouldn't be too difficult. I do want to come up with a more set schedule of when my content comes out. I'm not very consistent with stuff. I know like I almost always, well I say that, like generally do a Tag Tuesday video, but not all the time. And then other than that, it's kind of hit or miss, and it's just kind of whenever I feel like uploading, whenever I have the time to like sit down and film and edit. So my plan is to do a little bit more consistent content, so that way you know when my video is coming out. You know, oh, it's Monday, her vlog's coming out. So that helps you. You know when it's coming into your feed. It helps me because I'll have more organization. It's a win-win for everybody, right? In that kind of big grand scheme of things, I do want to make sure that I'm doing bullet journal content at least 2 to 3 times a month. I know that I have a lot of viewers that are on here that have been on here since before my booktube days, and so they came onto the scene when I was specifically talking about bullet journals and planning and organization. So I don't want to forget you guys. I know that like book videos are just easier to talk about. They're just easier to do. So I don't know, I have to do more work to do bullet journal content, but I do want to make sure that that is a goal of mine. We'll see how it works out. I don't know that that's going to happen every single month, but we'll see. I definitely want to make sure that I'm doing a plan with me video every single month, and then maybe as I kind of go into, as I change up my planning routine, we'll talk about some more of that. And then the last kind of channel goal that I have is to become, I don't know how to word this quite yet, because I don't like the way it's worded in my bullet journal, but the concept is to become an expert in a genre. So that means basically that, like, if someone on Twitter says like, hey, I'm looking for some recommendations of people that talk about these books, I want to be one of the people that someone tweets back saying, oh, Coffee Books and Bullet Journals talks about these. I haven't like completely settled on which genre that's going to be. I'm pretty sure it's going to be somewhere in the contemporary world, because that's where the large majority of my books come. That's where what I normally read. So if you'll notice, like, every shelf on here generally has like one shelf. Contemporary has 4. And then these are thrillers, so they're still technically like contemporary. So guessing it's going to be somewhere there. And I'm thinking that it's probably going to be contemporary romance, or just romance in general. I don't really, like I said, I don't know for sure yet, but that'll come. That's going to be something that's just going to be a natural progression, which basically means that I'm going to be reading a lot of that, because I want to be able to do recommendations, and I want people to know that I do recommendations. So, long story short, those are my channel goals. That was a little bit of rambling, but I don't know that I've like completely like concreted these goals into my head yet, so I'm kind of just like winging it here. But we're getting to the end of the year, and I feel like this video should have gone up last week, so what can you do? So let's talk about some reading goals, shall we? So these are just general reading. This isn't necessarily like channel related, but my Goodreads goal for 2019 is going to be 80 books. So that is 20 books more than what my goal was for this year. My goal for this year was 60, and I hit 60, I want to say at the end of August. I obviously was able to hit that very, very quickly. That being said, I didn't want to like completely overwhelm myself. So I'm shooting for 100 books right now for this year, and I'm like 4 books away from it, so I really think that I definitely will be able to. But I don't want to set that as my goal, just because I want my goal to be attainable, and I don't want to get to like October and be way behind and like give up and just kind of want to quit reading. So if I put it at 80, that'll make me like, me and my competitive brain, that's an attainable goal, which is still challenging. Like, by no means, 80 books is still a ton of books. But I feel like if I hit that and then go over, I'll still feel like I'm succeeding, I guess. And then maybe in 2020, our goal will be 100 books. We'll see. All right, so again, I'm going to be participating in the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge, but with a little bit of a caveat, because I am getting to the end of the year here, and there's just a couple of books that I just don't want to read. So I'm not going to like force it upon myself. And I'll talk about that later, because I'm at the point where I'm like out of my reading slump. And there's like 2 books that are left, and I don't want to read them, and I don't want to force myself to read them, because otherwise I'll fall back into that reading slump. So that being said, I probably won't finish the Pop Sugar Challenge this year, but that is okay. I actually really like the challenges for next year, and I'm excited about them, and there's not a single book on there that I'm like, I guess I'll read this one. So that being said, if I decide that romance is the genre that I really want to focus on and really want to become competent and intelligent and like I actually know what I'm talking about and can recommend books, then this will really help me towards that goal. So that is one that I'm definitely thinking about picking up or doing that challenge, and that's done by Under the Covers book blog, I think, and Peace, Love, and Books. I'll put the announcement videos down in the description below. The next reading goal that I would like to do is to participate in 1 readathon a month. Now, I did that this year, easy, no problem. There wasn't a month that went by that I didn't participate in at least 1 readathon. And I'm going to not put any like rules onto that like goal. So it can be a 24-hour readathon that I just do with people on Twitter. It can be a week-long readathon, which most months will have at least one of those. Or it could be one of the month-long readathons like Emoji-a-thon or Nonfiction November or something like that. So not putting any stipulations about how long the challenge has or the readathon has to be. I just want to focus on being able to be in the community and really engaging with other people rather than just reading on my own. That is the important part of a readathon, is just to be able to read at the same time with other people. The next challenge for myself is to review every book that I read on Goodreads. I've gotten better over the past couple of months, but there is definitely some books that I reviewed this year, or that I read this year, that I just put a star rating on Goodreads and I didn't actually do a review. And that does not help the authors. That doesn't help other people wanting to read the book. It doesn't help the people that follow or that are friends with me or that follow me on Goodreads. If they're interested in the book and they see that I'm reading it, they're going to know what I think about it, not just the star rating I gave it. So I want to make sure that I'm reviewing every book that I read. And then going on with that, I want to make sure that any arc that I have been given via NetGalley or through the author, any way of getting like an arc, I want to make sure that I am reviewing it at least 1 month prior to its publication. I definitely have a backlog of e-arcs right now on my NetGalley account. That means that my NetGalley like feedback ratio is really low, so I'm not getting the arcs that I actually really want, which is a bummer. So I'm definitely like trying to go back through the books that I had previously downloaded before, read them, and that way my ratio is going up. Most of the people that send, at least me, the books either physically or via NetGalley, a lot of those are indie published or at least like small publishing houses. And so they treasure all of those reviews. They need as many reviews as they can on Amazon and Goodreads to be able to kind of bump up their popularity and be able to show up in search results and things like that. So if they're gonna take the time to send me the book or send me the arc, the e-arc, whatever it's going to be, I feel like as a reviewer I need to do my part and review them in a timely manner. All right, so that is a rough overview of my goals for 2019. If you have any reading or channel goals, let's talk about them down in the comments below. And I definitely want to hold you guys accountable, and I want you guys to hold me accountable throughout next year. So good luck to you in 2019, and hopefully you guys have a wonderful new year. I'll talk to you later. Bye.